Hare Krishna. Let us start the session.
Om
Vishnu Pada
Krishnaya
Krishnaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimade Bhakti
Bhakti Vedanta
Vedanta Swami
Swamitina Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Veshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Kadadara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhaktavinda.
राजपाल है राजपाल राजपाल जी को रमाकांत जी से प्रसादम बॉक्स लेने के लिए बोल देना। संजय जी के लिए प्रसादम बॉक्स लेने के लिए बोल देना। रमाकांत से प्रसादम बॉक्स ले लेना। रमाकांत से तो प्रसादम बॉक्स देंगे रमाकांत जी, वो लेके संजय जी को दे देना। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। I welcome everyone to today's session. So we will discuss about the different avatars, and this time we'll discuss about the avatar of Lord Kapila. So let us understand the Leela of Kapila. So the Lord Kapila is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he appeared as the son the he is a very great sage, and he was very, very devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he was cultivating Krishna consciousness. And there was Swayambhuva Manu. So, can anyone tell me who Swayambhuva Manu? Have you heard this name, Swayambhuva Manu? Have you heard this name, Swayambhuva Manu? Harini, Anishri, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
So the thing is, Swayambhuva Manu is he is a descendant. He is coming directly from Brahmaji. So Swayambhuva Manu had a daughter named by name Devahuti. While listening to the glories of Kardamuni, now see, whenever in today's world we know very, very great scientists, very, very great actors, very, very great cricketer. Everyone knows Virat Kohli. Everyone knows Mohammad Shami. Like in this manner. So many popular cricketers are there. Similarly, in actors, many people know Hrithik Roshan. Many, so like that, so many, Amitabh Bachchan, Rajnikant. So they're all popular actors. So similarly, as we have given importance to cricketers, as we have given importance to film actors, in the Satyuga, in the olden ages, the great sages, they were given lot of importance. So they were because they were, you know, they were great sages. They wanted to deliver the whole world. See, the sages, they are not selfish kind of people. They want everyone to become Krishna conscious. So Kardam Muni was doing great tapasya. And this was known to all the, in fact, this was known to the most important citizens of that age. Now, Kardam Muni, the he is the father of Lord Kapila. So, Kardam Muni, he did great tapasya and he pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared in front of him and he said that I have done great austerities. I had the desire that I could see face to face you, my Lord. And when the Lord appeared, he also expressed a completely different desire. See, so he usually, what happens is many people who are, they are completely into devotional life, they will be fully focused and, like everything. But Kardam Muni, Prahlad Maharaj, and various other devotees, even Bali Maharaj, they're all exalted devotees, they're Grahastha devotees. So Kardam Muni asked Lord Krishna that I want a very beautiful, very chaste wife who can help me in progress in spiritual life. So the Lord, he is seated in everyone's heart. And the best suitable match in terms of austerity, in terms of, truthfulness, in terms of, the um, elevation of consciousness was at that time, in fact, in terms of match, was the daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, that is Devahuti. So when Devahuti came to know that, such and such uh, sage is doing great tapasya and he's pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, she became very much interested. And she and her father traveling to go in olden days, like, for example, now our Prime Minister Modi, he travels to, United States and he meets Joe Biden, and I'm sorry, he meets Donald Trump. So in this manner, even in olden days, the intergalactic movement used to happen, from one galaxy to another galaxy. Living beings used to go around. It is not by using, the aeroplane or, spaceships, but they had subtle sciences using which they used to move. Like, for the best example is Pushpaka Vimana. So this Pushpaka Vimana, it is said to be with Kuvera. Kuvera is the elder brother of Ravana. So this Pushpaka Vimana was with Kuvera and it was stolen, uh, in a form of a treachery. It was stolen by Ravana. So Ravana had taken this Pushpaka Vimana. So this such kind of spaceships or kind of aeroplane kind of things were already there. So now, so when they were traveling, they came to know, while traveling, Kardam Muni's glories were explained by Swayambhuva Manu. Heart of heart, because she's a Krishna conscious devotee, hearing the glories of his austerities, hearing the glories of his now Swayambhu Muni could understand the feelings of his daughter, and when Swayambhu Muni approached Kardam Muni, the great sage Kardam Muni, he also expressed that, I am looking for a suitable match for my daughter. And Kardam Muni had also expressed his desire to some other people also in regards to he looking for a match. When there was Kardam Muni and there was Swayambhu Manu, the father of the bride, Devahuti. So it was a kind of a best assembly. It was kind of a best, it was kind of a best arrangement by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, he arranges everything. And Swayambhu Muni, who knew the glories of Kardam Muni, he arranged for the marriage of both Devahuti and Kardam Muni. And Kardam Muni entered a, grahastha life, household life. So now, grahasthas, they have Krishna as the center. So, though Kardam Muni was married, he continued his penance, and he was very, very particular about his devotional service. And Devahuti was always assisting his devotee husband in terms of taking care of all his needs and progressing and helping and aiding in him his spiritual progress. Now, one day, Kardam Muni noticed that Devahuti, because she was so dedicated to her husband, she completely dedicated herself to her husband, and she had become very, very, very lean. So Kardam Muni took compassion on Devahuti, and he said to himself, she is a king's daughter, and she has come to serve me, and I am the husband, and I should take very nice care of her. So he told, now Devahuti had become very weak, pale, she had become very weak, very, very skinny. She had almost like someone who was suffering from malnourishment. That kind of a state, though she was a princess, a king's daughter, she had become so much weak. So then Kardam Muni requested her that, why don't you please go and take bath in that lake. So Devahuti, a very chaste wife of Kardam Muni, followed the instructions as she used to do for everything. She followed the instruction of her husband, and she went and took bath in that pond, in that lake. So when she came out, to her surprise, her body was transformed into a lustrous, beautiful young woman, more than what she was before. And Kardam Muni himself, he also entered a lake, and he transformed himself into a very young, charming young man. So this is all, Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talks of Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva in Krishna consciousness. There is an inconceivable potency of the Lord. When you become a pure devotee of the Lord, you are blessed with some of the powers of the Lord, so much so that you can tweak the material energy, and it is possible very much. So, in this manner, when both Kardam Muni and Devahuti they transformed their bodies, Kardam Muni made even more something very, very unique and better. And what was that? He made a very big city, a flying city. That city was filled with mansions, with one central big house, with all the facilities, with maid servants, with cities, with parks, with forests, with trees, a floating city. And this floating city was moving around the whole universe. They both Mother Devahuti and Kardamuni, they traveled from one galaxy to another galaxy, from one universe to another universe, seeing all the natural phenomena, like any kind of star explosion is happening, any kind of intergalactic activity is happening. So many, they visited all the places. They saw all the places. They went to the different locas. Like for example, nowadays we all go to parks and we see the beauty of the park. In this manner, we went and so the what happened? So this this so they went to all different places, and Kardam Muni, though a yogi, what is the position of a yogi? He's just sitting and doing meditation, but the powers by the he was bestowed by the energy of the Supreme Lord, and he had got the power by which he made a floating city. And no husband in the history of mankind has gifted something to his wife like Kardamuni. This is all by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. So even we have been gifted by our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, as such a gift. By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can be in direct contact with such Krishna whom Kardamuni used to worship. So now, Kardamuni and the Mother Devahuti, they were now young. They both had a very good Grihastha life. So in Grihastha life, the center is Krishna, and he brought about 9 daughters. So these 9 daughters were very, 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 very advanced in spiritual life, and they were married to great stages. From the last son from the womb of Mother Devahuti was Lord Kapila, the hero of this today's discussion. In our earlier classes, we have discussed about how there are Shaktyavesh avatars, there are Yuga avatars. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Yuga avatara. Shaktyavesh avatara is our Prithu Maharaj is the Shaktyavesh avatara. Prabhupada is also considered to be Shaktyavesh avatara of the Lord. So a pure devotee gets all the powers from the Lord. So this is the potency what pure devotees have. So Kardamuni was a pure devotee of the Lord. He proved to be the best Grihastha, and he rendered service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Kardamuni had also the desire that he should have the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son. So Krishna, he is ready to reciprocate from us. If any one of us, you want to have the Supreme Personality of Godhead as your son, it is not at all impossible. You can be elevated to the stage of Mother Yashoda. You can be elevated to the stage of Nanda Maharaj. Only thing is, we have to acquire that level of purity, that level of devotional service, and we'll be able to do that. So this is our gift to us. We all can reach to that set, but we have to be sincere. We have to chant nicely. We have to do the best service for our Guru, Srila Prabhupada. We should render the best service to him, chant our rounds, and make us our life successful. So this was the ancient history that we have studied. Today we have discussed about Kardamani, Devahuti, Mother Devahuti, and their son, Lord Kapila. So Lord Kapila gave the Sankhya philosophy, the metaphysics of this entire universe, how this universe is operating, about how the 24 elements are there, and how they are interacting among themselves. This was given by Lord Kapila. And the philosophy propounded by Lord Kapila is called as Sankhya philosophy. So with this, like to stop over here. If anyone has any queries or questions or comments, you can please ask me.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
as we discuss about the Kapila Muni, exactly is he the avatar of Lord itself or like any descendant of him?
No. Lord Kapila is the avatar of Lord Krishna only. Directly, he is the Krishna avatar. He is not powered. He is not an empowered living entity. Now, for example, Prabhupada is a Shaktavesha avatara. He is an empowered living entity. Prabhupada is not God. Prabhupada became very angry when some of his followers told that he is God. So much so that he expelled them from ISKCON because they were teaching some wrong philosophy which is not there in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada, he is a pure devotee of the Lord. He is an empowered living entity. But Lord Kapila, he is directly the personality of Godhead. But he, like Vyasadeva, he showed only few of his potencies. He did not showcase all his potencies. So this is the difference between other avatars and Kapila Muni. Kapila Muni's avatara and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's avatara, they are different. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears once in the lifetime of Brahma. Lord Kapila, he also appears, but he did not give out love of Godhead so easily as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. See, the owner of a shop can give you any amount of discount. You go to a shop, the owner of the shop, if he decides that I want to give 10% discount, 20% discount, 40% discount, or 100% discount, the owner can decide. So similarly, Krishna is the owner of himself. Krishna owns himself. And that Krishna was given to everyone in the form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is a Yuga Avatara. So this is the difference. You have any other queries?
Prabhuji, I'm getting confused between Shaktavesha Avatara, Guna Avatara, and now about Kapila Avatara. I'm getting confused in that only.
Okay, so we will discuss more in greater detail. For time being, you understand that Shaktavesha Avatara could be an empowered living entity. Say one empowered pure devotee of Krishna, he can be empowered by Krishna to do some of his tasks on his behalf. So like Prabhupada is a Shaktavesha avatara of Lord Krishna. In sense, he is a living entity. He is a pure devotee of Krishna, and he is a living entity, and he is distributing the love of Godhead to every other living entity in the form of the Sankirtan movement, in the form of the Hare Krishna movement. He is distributing Krishna consciousness to everyone. Now, Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they are also representatives, or they are empowered living beings. They are not directly God. They are empowered living entities. They are Shaktya Vesha Avatara. They have the power of attorney. Say, for example, last time I had given the example of how common young men, they are trained and they are given weapons and they are given military uniform. So they are empowered by the government that they can go and kill the enemies. They are empowered, means they have the license to kill anyone. Like, for example, you can ask your father or your elder brothers or someone, they have driving license. So what is the meaning of this driving license? They are at certain age, they have the visibility, and they have all the physical abilities to drive a car, and they're certified by government authority by after passing a test that he is capable of driving on the road. So that license is given and he is able to drive on the car. So similarly, when a pure devotee of the Lord is given a task of preaching, he's empowered for that, and he can go and he can preach to anyone, even foreigners who had never heard of the name Krishna. By when Prabhupada went and preached to them, they became Krishna conscious and they became sannyasis. So this is the potency of Prabhupada. So Prabhupada, though he's a pure devotee of the Lord, he is another living entity. He's not God himself, but he is a servant of God. Prabhupada is a Shaktya-vesha avatara in sense that he is given the potency, he is empowered by Krishna to preach Krishna consciousness. So this is difference between empowered. Now, what is this? Is Shaktya-vesha avatara. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not Shaktya-vesha avatara. He is not any other living entity. He is Krishna himself. Say, for example, if today Anushri is wearing red color jacket or a red color costume. Tomorrow Anushri will wear yellow color costume. But it is the same Anushri, but only she is changing the dress. So similarly, Krishna, he came as in the form of his original form 5,000 years ago. 500 years ago, when people had misinterpreted and they had forgotten the essence of Bhagavad Gita, the same Krishna came in a devotee form, in the mood of Radharani as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is same Krishna. It is Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are not they are one and the same personality, but Krishna is in the mood of Radharani, and he's in the mood of preaching Krishna consciousness to every living entity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can also take Sudarshan Chakra and kill demons, but he did not do that. He used his beauty, he used his preaching, and he used his knowledge, and he used his mercy and compassion to help the fallen souls of this yuga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, and he is Yuga Avatara. He is the avatar for this yuga. And Shaktya-vesha Avatara is Srila Prabhupada. And Prithu Maharaj, and like that, there are different avatars. Now, for time being at your stage, you understand that there is Shaktya-vesha Avatara, there is Guna Avatara, and there is Yuga Avatara. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Yuga Avatara now, and Prabhupada is Shaktya-vesha Avatara, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Kapil Muni, Kapil Dev, the original. See, there is also another confusion. There is Kapil Muni also, one imposter Kapila is also there. We follow Lord Kapila, the son of Devahuti. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? I hope this answers your query. So time being, you please, please take note of this. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Kapila Muni and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu both are means of same avatara.
Okay, I'll tell you now. See, yes, Krishna's avatar is Lord Kapila. Krishna himself is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Narsimha is also avatar of Krishna. But the Raudra, the feature of anger, the feature of, the feature of mercy over devotees is more, the feature of anger in Krishna is more. And I don't like this. And they're staring. So the feature of the feature of compassion is more in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more merciful than any other avatar. And Lord Kapila, he has appeared for a different purpose. What is that purpose? To awaken all the living entities and to especially give the Sankhya philosophy to the world. Veda Vyas, he is also avatar of Krishna. He is a literary avatar. Why literary? See, I remember I had told you about the structure and the function. What is the structure and what is the function? As the structure so the function. In biology, now you just can stand in front of a mirror and open your mouth and you can see the teeth. See, we have the incisors, we have canines, and we have the molars and the premolars. The function of premolar and the function of molar, it is to crush the food, whereas the function of canines is to tear apart the food, primarily in the carnivorous animals like lions. The canines are very predominantly developed, whereas the canines in the human beings and other living beings, the herbivores, it is not so much developed. So we have these are all teats. Canines are also teats. Incisors are also teats. Molars are also teats, and premolars are also teats. They're all teats, but as their structure, their functionality differs. Now, incisors, they have a different function. They cut the food. The canines, they tear the food. The molars and the premolars, they aid in chewing the food. So in this manner, they have different, though they are teeth, they have different functionality. So we have the incisors, the canines, the so giving the Bhagavatam and all other spiritual literatures to the entire world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving Krishna consciousness to the whole world, the most important thing by which one can become Krishna conscious. So this is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this manner, we have all these functionalities. So now you're able to understand, though teeth, because it has got a different structure, it has got a different function. Similarly, Krishna has different purposes. In order to fulfill one particular purpose, he takes one particular avatar. Lord Narsimha came to protect all his devotees, primarily Prahlad Maharaj. He appeared to the whole world to demonstrate that I am there for my devotees. This was the message which Lord Narsimha wanted to give to the whole world. So does this answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Achha. So now I would request, 1 minute. So so this was the function. So now I will request all of you that you can please let us chant together and let us start chanting. Let us start. See, someone had joined by name Sevak Jitendra. Who's Sevak Jitendra? Does anyone know?
No, Prabhuji.
Huh? Achha, theek hai, no problem. So now let us start chanting. Yeah.
Prabhuji?
Yes.
One last question. Now, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, they had appeared for this consciousness, Krishna consciousness, spread or the awareness about the Krishna consciousness. Now, this Dasha Avatara like Matsya, Kurma, Narsimha, what is the purpose of them?
So each avatar has a purpose. So Matsya, he wanted to save the Vedas from the devastating waters of. So when did Matsya Avatara happen? There was inundation of the whole universe because there was continuous rainfall and the whole universe was submerged in water. So he wanted to save the Vedas and the faith, save the devotees. So at that time, Lord Krishna appeared as a great fish, and that is Matsya Avatara. So like that tortoise, he wanted to lift the entire Mandarachal hill. So that time he came. Then when earth was submerged in the ocean, Lord Krishna came as Shukra Rupa. He took the avatar of a boar. So when Prahlad Maharaj was being tortured by his own father, he came in the form of his Nrsingadev. So again, when